Hi, I'm Fraser Douglas, the avid tent camper, and today I want to talk about campfires.
The key to cooking is maintaining the right level of heat for a prescribed period of time. The fire should not get too hot nor too cool during the cooking time, but maintaining a steady level of heat on a campfire is difficult. One way to control the heat level of a campfire is to adjust the distance between the fire and the food. When the fire gets too hot, move the food further away. When the fire gets too cool, move the food closer to the fire. This early crossbar setup with variable length hooks was an early way to adjust the distance of the food from the fire. More recently, campers have used tripods with adjustable height cooking grates, but this is a lot of extra equipment to pack in your car. A few parks offer adjustable height cooking grates. These nice ones are provided at Cloudland Canyon State Park in Georgia. Other campgrounds offer these nice pedestal grills with adjustable height grates. And yet other parks offer these fire rings with adjustable height cooking grates. But the majority of campgrounds do not offer adjustable grates, and if you had an adjustable grate, it's still difficult to control the fire's heat output. Cooking grates in Wisconsin state parks are just a small piece of expanded steel mesh that is welded on one side of the fire ring. Fire rings found in Michigan state parks don't even have cooking grates, nor do the rock fire rings found in Alabama state parks. So the best way to maintain a steady level of heat is to limit the amount of fuel. And the best way to limit the amount of fuel is to split your firewood into small pieces of stove wood about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch in diameter, and only place 3 or 4 pieces on the fire at a time. In the past, camping authorities recommended a keyhole fire. In the keyhole fire, you build the fire in the large part of the fireplace and then move the hot coals under the cooking grate as needed. But the keyhole fire is very hot and difficult to manage. To split firewood into small pieces, you'll need several tools. First, you'll need a good hatchet that has at least a 1.5 pound flat ground or nearly flat ground head and a 13 to 15 inch handle. You'll also need a small saw to cut longer pieces of wood into short firewood lengths. A baton and some wedges would also be good. To start the fire, you'll need some tinder and kindling. When I was riding a motorcycle, I bought matchlight charcoal for my tinder and kindling, but today I pack a fire starter kit at home so that it will be dry when I need it. It is a small, soft-side cooler that is filled with small twigs from my yard, wood chips from my garage shop, and scrap paper from my home office. It also has a few Bic lighters in the pocket. When you get to your campsite, you'll need a splitting block to enhance your efficiency and safety. The block provides a solid base that prevents the hatchet force from being lost by sinking the firewood into the ground, and provides a stop that prevents the sharp edge from swinging back and injuring your leg. Ideally, you can find a tree stump or large tree round near your campsite. If you can't find a tree stump or tree round, you could use some of your firewood to make a splitting block.
Or to be ready for any situation, you could make a splitting block by gluing two pieces of plywood together. Although many campsites have a way to cook your food, a significant number do not. So you should always pack a cooking grate and plan to use pieces of firewood or stones to hold it up above the fire. Better yet, make your own cooking grate, such as I did, with 6-inch sides and hinges that fold flat during travel. It can be used to cook many different foods. After arriving at your campground destination, you must find some firewood. Since many parks prohibit cutting live trees and gathering deadfall, campers usually must buy bundles of firewood from a firewood vendor. Sometimes the camp office or store will sell bundles for a reasonable price, but frequently their bundles are small and expensive. The best place to buy firewood is from local firewood dealers. If you cannot find a dealer, check with local grocery stores and convenience stores. Many of them sell firewood. After buying the firewood, you must split each large piece into several small pieces. Splitting a large piece, such as this 18-inch long piece of oak, about 6 inches in diameter, will require considerable force, and a heavier hatchet will produce more force than a smaller hatchet. If the log does not split after the first chop, use a wedge and baton to split it the rest of the way so that you don't damage your hatchet. After the large log has been split once or twice, the smaller pieces will be easier to split. That one piece of oak firewood yielded 20 small pieces of stove wood. After splitting your small pieces of stove wood, pack them in a plastic bin so that you can keep them dry in your car when not needed and easily move them to the fire ring area when you're ready to cook. When you're ready to cook a meal, you must first start your fire. First, crumple 5 pieces of paper into balls and light one with a Bic lighter. Then place 3 handfuls of kindling from your fire starter kit over the burning paper. And then add 3 or 4 small pieces of firewood. When the wood burns down to the coals, spread the coals across the fireplace, and then place 1 small piece of firewood across the front of the stove to raise other pieces of firewood up off the grill surface. Then push 4 to 5 pieces of small stove wood across the cross piece back to the back of the stove. You can maintain the heat level by limiting the number of wood pieces on the fire. For this video, we decided to make homemade Mexican chicken vegetable soup. We began by boiling 2 boneless chicken breasts for 20 minutes. Then we added carrots, potatoes, onions, tomato, bell pepper, celery, tomato, cilantro, and salt, and boiled the chicken and vegetables together for a full hour. After the soup cooked for an hour, we allowed it to cool for 15 minutes and then served the soup with a little hot sauce and a few tortillas. Wow, was it good! Well, I hope that you've learned a little bit more about making a campfire and using a campfire from this video, and that you'll be inclined to cook on your campfire at your next campout. For more information about camp meals, please see my book, Basic Tent Camping. Visit my Facebook page, Modern Tent Camping, and visit my website, www.basictentcamping.com. Remember, take more trips, travel further, visit more attractions, and save money. Go tent camping.